Maytag IQ drive. Thermostat says blower comm fault. This happened after the small 3-amp fuse blew and I replaced it.
Do you know the model of your Maytag thermostat? How old is it?
IQ drive thermostat.
How long has this been going on with your Maytag thermostat? What have you tried so far?
I've had 3 techs come look at it. Not one of them knew anything about the IQ drive system. I've cycled the power and checked fuses.
Anything else we should know to help you best?
No. When?
Hi, my name is Em, your personal HVAC/high expert on Just Answer. I'm sorry to hear you're having issues with your equipment today. I know firsthand how frustrating that can be. If you give me a few moments, I will provide a response to you on your issue. Please bear with my responses, there can sometimes be a small delay. Hope you are doing well today. I need the model number of the unit, but this error is due to low input voltage to the unit, bad blower motor module, motor, or control board. The first thing that needs to be checked is the input voltage. After which you can check if proper voltage is making it to the motor module. If the module has proper voltage, 120-240 depending if it's a furnace or electric air handler, then the module is bad. Thank you again for visiting Just Answer. Based on the information you have provided, I would like to give you the best answer to your question that I can, even with limited info. If this does not solve your problem or you need additional follow-ups, please respond here with the information I requested before, and we can troubleshoot your problem further. Answer as noted above. This is a problem with improper supply voltage, usually too low, a problem with the blower module or motor or control board. A multimeter is needed for further diagnosis. Let me know if you need anything else and we shall go from there. Just remember, I need the previously requested info. Take care. Tamar.
Hi Tamar. I'll get that information for you when I get back home. A longer version of what exactly happened is this: unit was operating as usual. I removed the wall the thermostat was mounted to and relocated the thermostat. When I did this, I forgot to disconnect power and the thermostat wires touched, causing a spark. When I got the thermostat reconnected, I didn't have power to it. I replaced the blown 3-amp fuse on the circuit board and restored power to the thermostat. This is when I received the blower comm fault and the unit hasn't worked since.
Okay, sounds good. Just send a message when you're ready.
Customer attachment August 17, 2029, 47 and 11 seconds p.m. Let me know if you got those photos. Thanks.
I did get them. Does the blower rock back and forth or make any jerking motions?
Thank you. I've never used this before, so I just wanted to make sure. The blower does nothing when I turn the AC on. I just get the blower comm fault.
Do you have a meter? I will also need the model of the furnace itself.
I have a multimeter if that's what you're asking. The second photo was from the furnace. Unless I'm missing something.
That's the coil model. Furnace model is on the inside of the furnace on left or right side.
Oh. Okay. I'll grab that in a minute.
What you are going to have to do is check AC voltage at the module.
Okay. I'm not an AC tech. So any help with where to locate the module would be awesome. I do have every installation manual available to me, if that helps with you showing me where to locate the module. Customer attachment August 18, 2020 12:12 and 43 seconds AM. Customer attachment August 18, 2020 12:14 and 52 seconds AM. Customer attachment August 18, 2020 12:14 and 55 seconds AM.
Okay, so the module is on the back of the motor. Do you see it has plugs going into it? It is a 5-wire plug. Here is a little diagram. You are checking for 120 V since this is a gas furnace.
Customer attachment August 18, 2020 12:38 and 4 seconds AM. This is the only plug going into the blower motor. Am I in the wrong spot? Or is this the blower motor? Customer attachment August 18, 2020 12:39 and 34 seconds AM. When I disconnect this, the blower starts. When I plug back in, it stops.
I'm turning on my PC now, so my response should be a little quicker.
It's all good. I appreciate your help.
Is there a wiring diagram on the unit, on the furnace panel somewhere? If so, can you upload a pic?
This has been going on for months. Multiple techs couldn't figure it out because they don't know anything about these units. Just a heads up, I just turned power on to everything again because I had disconnected power to the unit, and now the thermostat is saying odd unit comm fault. I haven't seen this message until today. Customer attachment August 18, 2020 12:52 and 40 seconds AM.
Thanks for the diagram. I am at my PC now. This unit does not have an ECM motor. Take your meter and check voltage at L1 out and L2 out to see if voltage is being sent to the motor.
L1 out equals 118, L2 out equals 000.
Check L1 and L2 together, one lead on L1, one on L2.
118.
So this means proper voltage is arriving at the motor. See how these wires feed the motor directly. The pic you sent me looks like the inducer motor. The blower motor is actually in the bottom section.
Okay. Customer attachment August 18, 2021 06 and 48 seconds AM. This is the blower motor, also known as the fan. I'm just making sure we are on the same page.
Yes, that's it, and it is an ECM type, but it's Nordyne version of an ECM. This is the motor. I wanted to know if it rocked back and forth any.
No movement on motor. The fan spins freely, but it doesn't rock like a bad bearing or anything.
Cycle the breaker and make sure it does not rock back and forth or jerk, as this is a sign of a bad motor module. Board shows proper output voltage to the module.
Will the service disconnect do the same thing? Or should I have someone at the breaker do it?
Yes, it will do the same.
It spun around 1 or 2 times when I reconnected power.
Yep, it sounds like the module is bad on the motor. Did it spin slow?
Slow enough it didn't hurt my fingers that were inside it when I connected power. I can upload a video if you need. Here's a video.
I didn't receive a video.
Is there another way I can try and send it to you?
Maybe Google Drive.
https://drive.google.com/file/d/1wq3tv9 merc30qde-78gab/view usb equals drivest. Just sent Google Drive link.
Okay, I saw it. Two possibilities. Bad ECM module / motor or bad control board. I doubt it's the board because it's giving proper voltage out to the motor. If you want to take the blower assay out, you can pull the module and test the motor to make sure it is good, and if it is, you can just replace the module. Otherwise, replace the motor and module.
Does the fact that all this started when I let the two thermostat wires touch and blow the fuse on the board give you any better idea?
Yes, it probably shorted out the thermistor inside of the motor control module. The way this motor is behaving is a telltale sign of a bad module.
Perfect. I'll try and remove the assembly and test.
If you pull the module off the motor, there is a 3-wire plug coming off the motor. Phase to phase, each reading should be within 10% of each other, 3 readings total.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to get it out. It looks like the whole blower assembly should just slide out on a rail after removing 2 screws. But I can't get it. I'm gonna keep working on it. Customer attachment August 18, 2021 48 and 9 seconds AM. Customer attachment August 18, 2021 48 and 19 seconds AM.
The whole assembly comes out. It is on tracks. If you got the module out already, can you get at the motor plug?
4.8 ohms on each wire.
Then the motor is good. You can get by just changing the module.
I can't find just the module anywhere. Everything I search brings up the entire motor with module. Any advice on that?
Yeah, that is the problem with those type of ECM motors. Since it's not a standard type, you will probably just have to buy the motor and module.
It seems the part number changed. Do you know what the right part number is?
622,521. https://www.ebay.com/in/Nordine Maytag Newton Frigidaire Gas Furnace Blower Motor 6222521/12166804507 Make sure HP and RPM match.
Customer attachment August 18, 2023 10 and 47 seconds AM. I'm looking at the exact same one. Thank you.
Yes, this one should work.
I got the blower motor installed, but the thermostat is saying odd unit comm fault. Do I need to reset something? I power cycled it again. The blower motor turns on for about 3 seconds and then stops. Thermostat went back to blower motor comm fault and odd unit comm fault is gone. We have 240V coming into the outside control board. We have 0V going to the compressor. Contractor is contacting. Bypassed low pressure sensor, to no avail. Blower now operates, but only circulates ambient air. Thermostat still says odd unit comm fault.
There is a problem with the unit outside, could be a capacitor if contactor is engaging.
Contactor is engaging, but making a buzzing sound.
Check 240 volts on top, and 240 volts on bottom. If it's on one spot but not the other, contactor is bad. Forgive if I am late to respond. I will not be here Sunday, but I will do my best to respond if I am.
No problem. I understand. I was so excited to get the blower motor in and have it work. Now this. I live in Oz, so no AC is pretty bad. Customer attachment August 23, 2022 32 and 34 seconds AM. Each line is 120 V.
Check together. Like black and yellow up top should be 240 volts, same on bottom. Sounds like there was more than one problem with this. 240 volts on top and bottom is usually a bad capacitor.
Does that involve just putting both probes on them? I was grounding one proof.
If it's 120 with leads on black and yellow up top, something is wrong with supply voltage. Check back at disconnect in case it's fused or your breaker. Yes, don't ground, just check top 2 terminals, bottom 2 terminals.
I'm getting 240 on top and bottom.
Yes, something is blocking the compressor and fan from starting, then probably a bad capacitor. For neither comp/fan motor to run, it's almost certainly that. https://www.youtube.com/watch v equals j.v 7 gth teeply
https://drive.google.com/file/d/1gkk/8xt_1axerkin/gv/view USB equals drivest. Here is what it sounds like, if that means anything at all. I'm watching the video you sent me now. Looks like I have 5 capacitors. And the R part of the board?
This thing looks like it's using an inverter. I forgot you had the IQ drive. If that's the case, all of this is integrated into the board. Need to see the wiring diagram on the panel for outdoor unit.
Customer attachment August 23, 2024 hours and 48 seconds AM.
Looks like there are 2 fuses on the outgoing side of the contactor. It powers up the board, then the board powers up the fan motor and compressor. Verify those 2 fuses are good. If fuses are good and you are getting 240 volts into the board on TA1, TA2, the outdoor board may be bad. I hate these things with a passion because everything is integrated on the board. I will need to retire for the night, but I will check back on you tomorrow.
I have 240 at TA1, TA2 after the fuses going into the board. TA4, TA5 and TA6 have 0 volts going to the compressor.
It sounds like the board is not feeding power to the compressor.
Next question. The board fixed the error and it now turns on. It's not blowing too cold and it shuts off with a low pressure switch error. I have a guy here adding Freon, but the pressure on his gauges goes up and down. Help?
Low pressure means the indoor airflow is low, or the refrigerant is low. If he's adding refrigerant, it should fix the problem unless there is a problem with the compressor or sealed system restriction like in the filter dryer or metering device. But there's still a leak in the system somewhere if it's low on refrigerant.
Is that something I can troubleshoot? He added refrigerant, but the pressures won't stabilize. Does it have to be in charge mode? If so, how do I get there?
It just needs to be in cool mode to charge the system.
Okay. In cool mode, it only runs for a couple minutes before the low pressure switch error comes back. He was able to get about 4 pounds in the system, but the pressures were not moving.
May need to temporarily jump out the low pressure switch. If he added 4 pounds, that thing has a major leak. May not be worth wasting money on refrigerant till that is taken care of.
How do I jump out the low pressure switch?
Find it, cut the wires and twist them together. But it's really a wasted effort considering you have a massive leak in the system. Find and have the leak fixed. It really sounds like you need a good technician out there to do that part. Just throwing refrigerant into a system is not going to fix this one, at least not for long.
I'm not sure it needs refrigerant. He was adding just to see if he could get his gauges to stabilize. The pressure was up and then would tank and then bounce around. He was saying it seems like there was a restriction. But he couldn't find the low pressure switch.
The pressures should not be fluctuating like that. If it does have a restriction, it will be in the metering device or filter dryer most of the time.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.